Hello and welcome to the MAC weather page for the Saturday, March 19th. And we're going to be taking a look today at what could be a very active pattern, especially as we get into the middle and end of next week, possibly into early the following week. We're going to have strong baroclinic zones set up either near or just south of the area, and we're going to see a number of low pressure systems move up a front. And again, depending on where that front lies and where these low pressure systems track, we could see a tremendous amount of rain or even possibly very heavy snow across parts of the area, maybe even some severe weather. Right now, the best bet looks like we're going to see a lot of very heavy, steady rain with maybe a few thunderstorms. And again, but we cannot rule out snow, and we'll show you that in just a minute. You can see temperatures across the area this morning in the 20s, so a pretty chilly but yet near normal start to the day. And again, I think for the most part, over the next 7 days, again, depending on where that front lies, that could change quite a bit. But we expect temperatures to be fairly close to normal, give or take a few degrees either way. But again, it's going to depend on where these low pressure systems track, and that could make a big difference temperature-wise as well. If we look across the Great Lakes this morning, you can see, again, temperatures mainly in the 20s across the area, low 30s in the southern part of the state. If we look at the forecast map, we're going to jump ahead to Wednesday morning. And again, we got a low pressure system that's going to be developing in the plains, and we're going to set up that baroclinic zone just off to our south, it looks like, or maybe even into lower Michigan for these storm systems to track along. And the first one is going to be coming this way with a warm front. If it comes in Monday night into Tuesday, we could even see a little bit of snow out ahead of this with cold air in place, and it could even be a little bit of accumulation. We're going to watch that. But as we get into Wednesday and then finally into Thursday, that low pressure system will track into southeast lower Michigan. That would be mainly a rain event for much of the lower peninsula, with snow well off to the north into the UP and back into Wisconsin. But again, it's going to really depend on where this front lies up. And you can see the next low pressure system getting itself organized in Oklahoma, and that's also going to track up that front. And as you can see, as we get into Friday, that would be between Cleveland and Toledo, and that would put much of the MAC area in a prime position for perhaps some heavy snow and maybe a mixture of snow across southeast lower Michigan and heavy rain. And then yet another low pressure system that's going to help slow this front down, and we got more activity off to our west. That'll keep the weekend into early next week perhaps pretty busy as well. If we look at the snowfall forecast from the Canadian model out to 240, you can see significant accumulations of snow from mid-Michigan off to the north into the UP back into Wisconsin, where you can see many areas could pick up between 10 and 15 inches of snow. Obviously, it's showing more in the way of rain and less snow as you get into southern lower Michigan, but it's close enough where we need to watch this very closely. And if you look at some of the other models, you go to the GFS, and it actually has some accumulating snows of significance further south and east, and it has some very heavy snow all the way down into the Mount Pleasant area, Elma area, where it would have around a foot of snow and then up to around 20 inches of snow as you get up towards Alpena, Oscoda, and back in towards even down into the area around Houghton Lake. Again, so we got to watch this area closely. The European we cannot show you, but what I've done is outlined where it's forecasting some of its heavier snow, and you can see that here. In just a minute, you can see the 6-inch lines north and south, and then a heavier area of around a foot to a foot and a half of snow. And then you can see in this area here over east central Wisconsin and the Lake Michigan, it depicts about 18 to 24 inches of snow. So again, this is very close as to where the heavy snow could fall. And if we don't get the snow, here's some of the forecasted rain amounts. This is from the Canadian model, showing much of the MAC area north of Jackson all the way up to around Gaylord-Grayling area, between 2 to as much as 5 or 5.5 inches of rain as you get in towards the Muskegon, Grand Rapids, or towards Elma and Mount Pleasant area, and a lot of 4-inch rain. So this could be a very significant flood issue for many locations across the central and northern MAC areas. And if we look at the GFS model, it shows a lot of 5 to 7-inch rainfalls across southeast lower Michigan into the thumb back towards southwest lower Michigan. And again, the entire area picking up around 2 to 4 inches of rain. So again, very significant weather is heading our way as early as Monday night and Tuesday, but especially as we get into, I think, Wednesday into the weekend. Again, we could see a lot of significant rainfall or even snow, and something we're going to certainly want to pay attention to. Even the WPC has our area outlined for the heaviest rains here over the next 7 days. The other maps are out to 10 days, showing that this is going to continue. So we're going into a very wet and active period. Thanks for stopping by, and have a great day, a great weekend, and 73s to all.